Hi, everybody. Here I am in my car again, on my way to actually be involved in a workshop on compassion. You guys all know how much I love choosing strategies out of love. So I thought compassion is a good teammate for that. So I'm on my way there to check that out. Over the past month or so, but especially in the past few days, I've had a lot of people talk to me about strong-willed children. And when they ask others what to do, there's a lot of ignore the behavior, never turns out well, that's a strategy in fear, nix it right now. Or we end up doing some sort of sticker chart or reward system, or taking away a toy and putting it up high so the kid can see it. Know that strong-willed children learn to manipulate these systems. They learn to not care about the reward and then figure out how to fight for it after. Or whatever toy you put on the fridge, it's now dead to them. They don't care. So we're taking those strategies away too. We're going to box them up. We're going to send them to Timbuktu. We're not doing those strategies anymore. Those are strategies in fear. But I have some to replace it, right? One's in love. So 98% of the time, right? A challenging behavior is a lack of skill or an unmet need. We have to figure out what toolbox strong-willed children need. And for some reason, the tools people give you are the wrong tools for the wrong temperament. So I'm going to give you some love-based ones. Remember that you need time and patience with these. And, I'm always here to answer any questions. So the first one is follow through, which means you have to be thoughtful in language. If you are not thoughtful in language and you say, if you don't pick all this up, I'm going to throw away your toys, that's going to be a tricky one because you're probably not going to throw them away because you're the one that paid for them. So you have to stop, take a deep breath, be thoughtful in your language, and then you have to figure out how you're going to follow through. Either tag team with a partner, figure out how to take good self-care of yourself so you can follow through. Because the more you follow through, the more that children will see, oh, he doesn't ever give in. And know the part in your brain that knows, oh, I've done this before. This has always been the outcome, is the last part of your brain to develop. So when people are like, I never give in, I hang out with parents all the time, I never give in. That's the last part of the brain to develop. So it will happen, I promise. It just takes longer than you want it to. The second one is love languages. Every child, every human shows and receives love in a different way. There are 5 love languages. So there's a book called Love Languages for Children, and it is by Chapman and Campbell, and you can read up on that. There's 5 of them. When we show, human behavior dictates that we show kids love in the way we need it. So we have to figure out how they need it, and that is a need we could meet. Another one is these kids, strong-willed kids, will fight over usually 4 things. Sometimes I hang out in families where they fight over all 4, which is tricky. Eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, and talking. Because they will fight over those 4 things, because only they can control them, you have to watch your power struggles. People get so mad about dinner time. Only the kid can control it. The more mad you get, the more heightened in emotion you get, the more this powerful kid feels powerful. So you have to watch how much you enter those power struggles. When you draw your line in the sand, you have to hold it. Some parents are like, oh, it makes me so mad when. Okay, let them know that in a firm and neutral manner, and then don't erase that line ever. Don't let that line fade. That is the line that is going to be here all the time. Right? There's a lot of strong-willed children that end up ruling the house, that end up taking all the power away from the parents, and drawing the line in the sand shows the kids that I have been thoughtful in this, and I'm holding this line. So the last love strategy, there's thousands, but I'm giving you the ones that I talk about most often. The last love strategy is watch your questions. So a lot of times, these kids are motivated by power. So they're motivated by challenge, choice, and control. And we end up giving them choices. They pick an answer. We didn't mean for it to be a choice. Like, you're going to go on a road trip. Hey, buddy, it's time for you to go to the bathroom now, okay? Oh, you made an adult directive. A question. The kid says what? You're hoping with all your might. He says yes. He ends up saying no. you're like, oh, and then what happens? You can't make him go to the bathroom, so he chose no, he's not going. How do you get yourself out of that? So watch your questions. Make sure if there is a choice, both choices are appropriate. Make sure when you stop your okays, and as a mom and a behavior consultant, I still do both. I still say, okay, and I'm like, I gave birth to the kid who I can say this to. He's not a strong-willed child, but I could say, oh, buddy, you know what? It wasn't a choice. I'm really sorry that I gave you a choice. You have to do it. And I can only say that so often before he's like, she says that all the time. So we have to watch our questions, which means we need to be really thoughtful in language. So we're following through. We're, I forgot one. I just skipped right over it. Preferential language. So preferential language, these kids usually, stick their foot on your lap, like, tie it. And we all want to go into this big dissertation about manners. Or we want to, they give us, like, their applesauce and they stick it in our face. And they say, open it! Or they don't even say anything. So because talking is one of the things, right, that only they can control, we are going to say this. When we get a foot on our leg, when we get applesauce in our face, I hear you best when you say, could you please open this applesauce? You're going to say it till your eyeballs want to be poked out of your head. You're going to say it over and over and over and over, because, right, this is the teaching the skill piece. And then when you think you've said it enough, and you're like, oh my goodness, I've said this enough, you're going to change it from, I hear you best when you say, could you please open my applesauce, to applesauce in your face. Hey, buddy, you know how I hear you best. And you turn around and walk away. Right? Natural consequences are great for these kids as long as they are safe, physically and emotionally safe. So we have follow through, preferential language, love languages, watching what power struggles you enter, drawing the line in the sand and holding it, being firm and neutral, and watching your questions. Thanks, guys. Hope that helps. Bye.